Oof, like bull in the ring. I didn't realize teams still did that drill.
Get breaking news, and you'll get it fast.
See stories and perspectives on the issues affecting you.
Whether it's sunny skies or severe weather, feel confident you've got an accurate forecast for tomorrow. And we verify whether viral stories are fact or fiction.
Protocols. They had 5,000 people inside the Coliseum tonight, and kids were going absolutely wild, John. It is a night to savor. You've covered a lot of events in Georgia over the decades, but this is always right at the top of the food chain.
At the top. You know, this is a night that everyone who watched it is going to remember for the rest of their lives. Stegeman Coliseum, some 5,000 students inside watching the game. I'm sure that the players in Indianapolis could have heard the cheers here in Stegeman reaching them across those 500 miles. Tears of joy on the students' faces. They were cheering, jubilation in their voices. They ran out of Stegeman Coliseum, leaping, flying, now driving, honking their horns, hanging out of cars, on their way to other parts of the campus, toward downtown. Is that where you're going? Yeah, downtown. To begin the celebration here in Athens. Here are some of the students we talked with just after the game ended.
It's fantastic. It makes my dad happy, it makes me happy, it makes all of Athens happy. Who doesn't love it?
41 years.
Go Dogs, baby! I'm 19 years old. I'm 20 in about 7 days. Are you kidding? That's longer than I've been alive. Double. That's double. Baby. That's double. Wow.
It's a good day to be a dog.
Go Dogs!
This will be what we'll see and hear in Athens long into the night, long into the morning. These students are in classes. I'm not sure any of them are going to be going to class in the morning. For all of the celebration they'll be doing all night long. Back to you.
All right, John, thanks a lot for that live look out there in Athens. I tell you what, I've been up there a couple of times, and one time I was up there, Jeff, I actually had a chance to ring the bell, but they didn't win it. They didn't lock it up that year. So this is fantastic that it's happening now.
Get over Alabama. Does it make it even better that you could get past the Crimson Tide?
Oh, definitely, especially in a game like this. You know, me personally, I took 2 losses so far, so this game was personal. We fell short a few weeks ago, but we just been grinding every day, and we knew it was going to be a long battle in the game, but, you know, we just stayed patient, kept working hard, and I'm just happy we got the outcome we wanted.
What can you say about your quarterback, his resiliency to hang with? They make some really good throws and make some things happen tonight.
Oh, you know, Stetson, he's the definition of, you know, keeping your head down and working. He took the hardest path that you can take. He came back and, you know, made a big name for himself, won a national championship. Everybody doubted him. Everybody, you know, didn't have the faith in him, but, you know, the whole team, we as brothers, we all knew what he was capable of, and we knew he'd get the job done. The whole game, we just told him, you gonna make this game special, and, you know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he, you know, got what he wanted.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
All right, once again, you have Maria Martin down there on the field interviewing some of the Georgia Dog players, and As you can see, there's a lot of confetti on the field as well, a lot of media attention, a lot of folks are celebrating something they haven't been able to do in 41 years, Jeff.
One of the many things that makes this victory so amazing and so stirring, there's nothing in this state that comes close to Georgia football. Not the Braves, not the Falcons, nothing.
Right.
Nothing tops Georgia football. It just doesn't. You take a look at the loyal fan base that travels with this team. It is the most loyal fan base anywhere in the United States. This is Athens downtown tonight, and you see right near the arch right now, and you see all of the students filing out into the streets. It is going to be quite a night, quite a morning, and it's going to be quite a few days, because you will hear the celebration from Hiawassee to Carroll County to Savannah to points in between. It is going to be an extraordinary experience of celebration that has been pent up over these 4 decades of really terrific Georgia teams, but just unable to win the national championship. Came so close 4 years ago in Atlanta when Alabama came back on that last touchdown pass. So this is even sweeter than it could possibly be imagined.
Yeah, and to put it into the context, you talked about how throughout the state of Georgia, everyone is celebrating right now, even all the politicians. It's not a bipartisan type thing. When you think about the Republicans and the Democrats, they're all coming together, rooting for the Georgia Bulldogs, and this is something they can agree on. They can agree on the Georgia Bulldogs winning tonight, and what a celebration is going to continue up in Athens and throughout the state.
Well, Kirby Smart has done an extraordinary job. Mark Richt before him did a wonderful, marvelous job. And when Greg Garrity, the athletic director, decided to make a move after the game against Florida a few years ago, it was a lot of consternation around the state of whether it was the right move or not. But Kirby Smart, with his lineage to the UGA program as a player, with being a native of our state, with being with Nick Saban for 11 years, we have seen that manifested over the past few years. Came very close to the national championship 4 years ago. But his ability to recruit 5-star athletes, has kicked this program up into really another trajectory. And it's always been great, but it is in a much different place right now. When you look at the roster, Kirk Herbstreit talked about the focus of this Georgia football team, of how the coaching staff has been able, in this era of social media and so many distractions of American pop culture, the way that this team has just come together and stayed focused toward winning and trying to get this goal of a national championship that has been realized tonight.
And Jeff, you've been doing sports for quite some time, and this team very well. This not just the area, but also the Georgia Bulldogs and what they've been going through over the decades. How would this improve recruiting for Kirby Smart?
Well, Kirby Smart is a master of recruiting. You take a look at the number of NFL players, not only that hail from the state, but hail from the University of Georgia program. You get an idea of just how magnificent his recruiting abilities are. And all of these 5-stars, all of these great athletes, he has a master recruiter, along with Nick Saban. Nobody does it better than those two guys. And he has had this great ability to keep so many of these great players here in the state, keep them in Athens. And again, you're seeing the payoff, the dividend of all that tonight, of what Kirby Smart has accomplished. I was thinking about, in the 1990s, interviewing Kirby Smart as a player, as a young guy. And I remember chatting with him when I interviewed him. This was in Athens. I think he was probably a junior, and he was just laser focused then. He wasn't like a lot of teenagers.
Linebacker, right?
Yeah, a safety. And he was a player of just such focus and enthusiasm, and the prime directive was winning, and it was being a football player. And he's the son of a coach, and you have seen what he has accomplished tonight. It's extraordinary, and it will be celebrated as well it should, all night, all week, all month, all year for that matter.
Yeah, and if you're joining us right now, folks, this is a live look. This is near the arch. This is right downtown Athens. You can see a lot of those students and the fans are celebrating the win tonight, something that they have been waiting for 41 years. 41 years. Herschel Walker was actually a running back in the day when they were able to celebrate. And I know there's been a lot of disappointments. over the decades, getting close, getting there, and not just overcoming the hump. And especially the past few years, that hump being Alabama, Nick Saban, trying to overcome the tide. But now it has been done. Now it's been done. And hopefully they can continue this for years to come.
It's a very poignant moment to see after the game tonight, to see the embrace between Kirby Smart and 89-year-old Vince Dooley. And Vince Dooley, the very definition of not only the football program, but the athletic department and what he has meant toward gender equity as an athletics director, and what he was able to accomplish with the last national championship prior to tonight. But seeing those two guys embrace, it was really moving, I thought. And Aaron Andrews is reporting on Twitter that Coach Smart told Coach Dooley that I love you. And those two guys and their accomplishments at the University of Georgia are, they're extraordinary, and it was great to see that Coach Dooley was able to enjoy this tonight at the game. Let's go to Maria Martin right now, downtown Indianapolis, at the Lucas Oil Stadium right now. She is on the field. Maria.
Hey, Jeff, I can barely hear you because, as you can imagine, Bulldog Nation is already getting this party started. A national championship in Athens for the first time in 41 years. Kirby Smart, we couldn't see him because we were standing in a tunnel after they beat Alabama. Finally, they get the national championship, but he was talking about how epically exciting this party is going to be. They're going to get started. You can see a lot of the families behind me waiting for these players to come back out. There are newspapers that say #1. There's confetti everywhere. This is a moment that has been transpiring for over 4 decades, and really this moment was not too big for the Bulldogs tonight. It's funny because a lot of us were talking about how boring this game was in the beginning, right? Second half turned on and we saw some really good things from Stetson Bennett offensively. I asked a couple of his offensive players how proud you are of your quarterback's ability to stay with it, to make some things happen, to finally get something going for this offense. Yes, he made some poor decisions, but the few really good ones that he did are the ones that mattered, and they said they're so excited about the resiliency and the work ethic that Stetson Bennett has put in, not just Stetson, this entire offense, this whole team, and it was capped off this game today by a Keely Ringo pick six. If you looked at that story that we did with his mom, Shirley is actually behind us. You can see her in the red and black overalls over there. She was celebrating with her son earlier as well. I'm just trying to walk you through everything that we're looking at. I also saw Andrew Smart, Kirby Smart's son, as excited as ever. He had the big whiteboard like he normally does, and finally he gets to say that the Dogs are champions. You will see, I'm making Boise work here. Boise, let's walk here for a second. There's families and kids celebrating with different things of confetti and streamers, and I can't even begin to tell you. And when I was in the tunnel, I saw different coaches' wives crying. I saw fans crying, grown men, women. I mean, this is kind of reminds me of the World Series. It's something that people have waited for so long. And for Kirby Smart to do this over his former boss for the first time, his 0-4 record is gone. He is now 1-4. Kirby Smart finally gets past Nick Saban, and I feel like this is going to be the beginning of something incredibly great for Georgia. We knew that they were building something special, and it all came down to this moment, a moment over Alabama. It wasn't too big like I talked about earlier, and a national championship. Can you believe it, you guys?
You know what, Maria, the thing that I love about this, and I know you can't hear us right now, but that the players, Jeff, they did not make the game bigger than them. They didn't say, oh, here we go, once again.
Oh, I can hear you. I got you.
Okay, all right. But it just seems like, Maria, that they did not make the game bigger than them. That they said, okay, we're going to be taking on Bama once again. We know that we have to, get this monkey off of our back. But they went in there, they were laser focused, and they got it done.
Yeah, Ron, and I think that there's something to be said about that, especially because I've covered Bama for a lot of years, and they always exude confidence in any situation that they're in. And honestly, there's a bunch of guys on Georgia that are NFL caliber players, but there are guys like Ladd McConkey and Stetson Bennett, who was a former walk-on, who really have transpired into incredible players and made their own destiny at Georgia, if you will. So I don't think that they were nervous heading into this game. I think they exuded confidence themselves, and they did everything they were supposed to in order to get the monkey off of their back, like you talked about. It was Alabama, and a couple of them actually told me it makes it feel even better because they were finally able to get over the Crimson Tide and evade what they did in the SEC championship game last month in Atlanta. So it probably does feel a lot better to finally get past Alabama, and what a ride, what an incredible championship game we got, and now Athens gets to party till whenever they want because they are national champions.
Yeah, there you go. And we really appreciate you being out there, Maria. I know that there's a huge delay because there's 5 million cell phones out there in Indy, and they're all going at the same time, and we're using that same system. So we really appreciate what you and Reggie and Stephen Boise, everybody on our sports team, and what you guys are doing out there in Indy. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, you bet.
You know, one of the interesting things, and there's so many interesting elements to all of this tonight, is Stetson Bennett's parents. They met at the University of Georgia in the pharmacy school, and they have gone on to own a number of pharmacies throughout South Georgia. His father was also a walk-on quarterback.
Really?
Excuse me, as I fight the constant illness of the last couple of weeks. But his father was a walk-on quarterback at Georgia Southern in 1989, and that would have been during the Irk Russell period, of course, who was the defensive coordinator for Vince Dooley in 1980 when they last won the national championship. But the Stetson Bennett saga is so compelling in this sense that he's 23 years old and really didn't have many opportunities to play big-time college football. I believe that he had 3 scholarships. He ends up playing at a JC and then walks on at Georgia, his dream school.
Right.
But those stories don't really happen these days.
No.
It's a story that may have happened in our generation or another time, but a walk-on quarterback at a program like Georgia that, is this mammoth behemoth of 5-star athletes that are on the roster. You just don't see any walk-ons, and that story is so compelling. In this sense as well, a month ago he was a pariah in the state.
Yeah.
He played, didn't play great against Alabama, played okay, but a lot of questions about whether he should be the starting quarterback or not. All right, let's go to Maria right now, who's with Stetson Bennett's family.
All right, guys, I'm going to do a little acrobatics here, so bear with me. I got to get this cord situated, but right now I am standing with... That's okay, it's okay. We're figuring it out, guys, live TV. Right now I'm sitting with Denise Bennett, Stetson Bennett's mom, and I know you're going to start crying, I already know. And you should, because Stetson Bennett is a national champion. How wild.
I couldn't even hear your question. I'm so sorry.
How proud are you of Stetson right now?
It's a lifetime of emotion. I'm so happy. He's the best kid. I've got 5 that are amazing, and I know I am so happy.
Denise, I know it's been a difficult season because of all of the outside noise for your son. Does it feel so much better now that that's finally gone and he really did help this team?
I don't even think about it. You get upset. I'm not upset. It's just, it makes it he's never won a championship.
I heard he was close once in baseball.
It was close, but he never did. And
I know as mom, you're emotional whenever you're watching Stetson. Was it different tonight?
It was. At halftime, I got real close to the Lord at halftime, and this peace came over me, and I'm not going to say I knew we were going to win, but it was a piece of, I got this. And I was like, okay, win or lose, you got it. And it was peace. And it's a dream. It's a dream. It's a dream for that little boy.
Have you been able to see Stetson yet?
No.
What are you going to do when you see him?
Hug him. We're going over to the hotel and just no words. God, I just want to hug him. So all his family, his girlfriend.
And I can tell who his brothers are because they look like twins, and we talked about that. His younger brother is here as well. You got all your family here. His girlfriend, sister, girlfriend, brothers, all the Bennett family is here. Does it make it more special to celebrate with everyone tonight?
Yes, to have all my children hug and celebrate. Thank you. It's a blessing.
National champions, Denise, you gotta be excited.
And such a Georgia fan, you know? It's like, go Dogs. I can't imagine. This has never happened. I mean, like, I was 8. I was 8 years old.
And now your son is the one that helped them do it.
Oh, that's too much. Like, that's...
All right, before I fall off this chair, I'm going to climb down real quick. I'll be right back to talk to you, but I'm going to talk to them really quickly, guys. Denise is amazing. I'm stuck in a chair, but Denise is incredible. She has been so emotional through this journey, and rightfully so, because, you know, Bennett's gone through a lot. Her son, Stetson Bennett, has gone through a whole lot as the starting quarterback for Georgia. He had to take over the role early on in the season from JT Daniels when he got injured, and there was a lot of chatter. Should he be the starter? Should he not? But really, he did block out all that noise. I'd been talking to Denise for a while, and she told me that whatever he tells you on Twitter and social media and to the media, that's really him. I mean, he just kind of clears all the noise out and just makes sure that he focuses on the game. You heard her, she's emotional, she's speechless, and I'm sure when Stetson comes trotting out here in just a little bit, maybe with his flip phone, he'll be hugging Mom.
Absolutely, Maria. We can understand the emotion that the mom is having right now. And just like the son, Jeff, he didn't have a lot to say. You know, filled with emotion as well. A lot of tears and emotion, because this is something he's dreamed about since he was 3 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing. Let's go to the podium right now in Indianapolis. Here's Kirby Smart.
Kirby, if someone had told you 5 years ago that Stetson Bennett would lead you to a national championship on offense, what would you have thought?
I'd have thought, hell yeah, we won a national championship. I mean, I'd have been pumped. 5 years ago, he was delivering passes like Baker Mayfield against the scout team. And, you know, there's a lot of guys that saw him on that scout team make plays with his feet, his arm whip, and decision making, and we were very impressed. But, again, to think that it would come this far from that national championship he was a part of and there to this one, man, what a story, you know. And there's so many guys on this team that, I mean, I want to single him out. I want to single him out. William Poole, guys, this guy made a lot of plays tonight on the ball, and he was not even playing 3-4 weeks ago. Jalen Carter, I mean, there's a lot of guys that just made. A.D. Mitchell, a lot of guys made plays, and that's what this team has been, a collective group of people stepping up when they're needed.
Next, we'll go over to Mike Griffith. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, for Stetson, you guys had fallen behind 18-12, and you responded so quickly. Can you talk about that 4-play, 75-yard drive and just the aggression you attacked Alabama with?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that once I fumbled the ball, I was not going to be the reason we lost this game. And, you know, Coach Monk dialed up awesome play action. You know, we had been running the ball a lot, and I think we went, you know, 3 straight play action and then one deep ball that we got them to jump off sides because they've been timing up the snap a lot. But, you know, it's the thing that Coach Smart and the whole team has been preaching the whole year: resiliency, toughness, composure, you know, connection. And I knew that those guys beside me had my back, and I had their back too.
Next, we'll go to Anthony Dasher. Go ahead, Anthony.
Coach Martin, you talk often about this team's resiliency and, you know, battling back from, you know, the worst way back to career. Just the third quarter there, the Stetson was fumbling the ball, down against the ball at the 20-yard line. They get a field goal, but do you guys find a way to come back to stick to that whole circumstance?
I'm sorry, Anthony. I know you asked about resiliency and coming back. I thought I heard something about the field goal, but I couldn't hear you.
Thanks, Coach. I couldn't hear myself, all that background noise in my headset here. No, I just asking about the third quarter. Stetson was, you know, to fumble the ball. They get a field goal, but y'all bounce back. Just talk about the resiliency you guys showed to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, to go out there, I guess you're saying that after the fumble, we did hold them to a field goal. I'm getting confused on the drive. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Our red zone defense has been incredible all year. I can't tell you how many times this guy's lined up and had to blitz, play somebody in man-to-man. We practice red zone defense a lot, don't we? And we were number 1 in the country, or maybe 2 or 3 in red zone defense, because we got some grown men up front that don't let you run it. We force you to throw it, and then we stop you throwing it. And those red zone stops now, there were multiple times that we had huge stops in the red zone, and our defensive staff did a tremendous job. We felt really confident going into the game that if we wouldn't give up explosives from 50 and 60, we get them tackled. Even Keely's play, he runs the guy down and tackles him. We're going to stop him in the red area because they can't run it. They're going to have to throw it because they can't run it with our front in there.
We'll go over next to Connor Riley. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, hey Kirby, wanted to ask about Jalen Carter. He makes the block field goal and he comes in and plays offense. What does it say about him and the rest of the team that you have guys who are so multi-positional and able to do so much for this team?
Yeah, it's just a credit to the toughness and really tenacity they have. I mean, I took him off kickoff returns. I wanted him to be fresh rush passer, and he was pissed at me. I thought he was going to beat me up over there when I told him he couldn't go on kickoff return because he wanted to go on kickoff return. He'd been playing defensive line. He had blocked the field goal. He played on offense and played fullback. So he's a talented player, and sky's the limit for him. He's got to figure out what his ceiling is and make sure he plays with great effort all the time.
Next, we'll go over to Lainey Higgins. Go ahead, Lainey.
Hey there, Stetson. This question is for you. I really wanted to know, all season long, there's been people in your ear, maybe not on your flip phone, but in your ear about, how you shouldn't be the starting quarterback or how, maybe this shouldn't be the season. And I know it's meant a lot to have Kirby stand by you all season, but, when you get to that point of both the fumble, the emotion that you feel there, you could see your face on the sideline, to then the tears that happened a little bit later during that pick six. Was that sequence of events, did it feel cathartic or just emotionally, where was your head at as you were going through that last, 10 minutes of the game?
The fumble was not cathartic, but the fumble, that was just football. There was no, I'd put my head down and say, that's not going to be how we lose this game. And, the teammate, AD went up and made it. He ran a great route. He went up. Jermaine on the bench route, we'd ran that play in practice probably 5 or 6 times. We'd never thrown the bench route because we were trying to hit the skinny route on the right. And, just the fact that Jermaine ran it, won like he did, Kenny finishing his catch over there on the left, holding up in protection. It just the whole drive. Everybody doing their job. That's what this football team is. That's what Lewis does every day for the defense. He's the leader over there. I love these guys. And then, the tears afterwards, that just hit me. I hadn't cried in, years, but it just came over me. That's what, when you put as much time as we do into this thing, blood, sweat, tears, it means something.
We'll go over next to Jeff Schultz. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, this isn't Jeff Schultz, but I've got the unmute thing. Can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead, Steve. We'll go to Jeff next.
Okay, it just popped up. For both players, how do you deal with the knowledge now that you will be regarded forever in a special place in Georgia history and among Georgia fans?
All right, we're going to get to Maria. She's actually on the field right now. And once again, Rick Garney, he's our producer. Who does she have? She has Josh Brooks, the athletic director. Let's go to her.
It's year one national championship. Year one.
It's just amazing. It really is.
To win a national championship as an athletic director, did you ever think you'd be doing this? I guess you would at the University of Georgia, huh?
Yeah, that's what you dream for. This is as a small child, I knew I wanted to work in sports, and this is you want to be that ultimate level. It's hard. It's really hard to get to this point, and I've been close before, but to get here. It's just surreal. I don't think I want anyone to pinch me right now. I don't want to wake up. If this is a dream, I just want to keep dreaming. I don't want to wake up right now.
All right, no pinching you, but it is an incredible moment for Kirby Smart and his entire team. What was the most special part about watching this team this year?
I think the resiliency, and I think, coming back from that loss in that championship game, that's where their character is revealed, right? a lot of teams could have just folded at that moment, but they fought back and played the way they did in the Orange Bowl, and to come back here tonight and play through adversity, through some tough calls and some tough moments, and to battle back and to play that way in the fourth quarter, it speaks to the character of this team and what they're made of. It is a phenomenal group of young men that are going to do great things in life on the field and off the field. I'm so proud of this group.
All right, last question for me. Can we expect a parade in Athens anytime soon?
Yeah, so we're going to plan something here, probably be this Saturday coming up. So we're going to release the details here pretty soon, but probably with something concluding in the stadium on Saturday. So stay tuned for those details. Come on soon.
Congratulations. Enjoy an incredible week ahead. You're national champions.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
All right, so there it is, a national championship for Georgia, and it is going to be quite a morning, quite a day, and quite a week, and quite a year. There is a celebration that will be nonstop over Georgia football, which means more in this state than anything else when it comes to sports.
Yeah, I know they said they're going to have a celebration this Saturday, but Jeff, I believe they're going to be celebrating from here all the way to Saturday and then beyond.
Yeah, from here to eternity, like an old movie. Yes,
Right.
That's right. All right, that's it for us. Thanks for watching us. We appreciate it. One last look at Indianapolis, where the Georgia Bulldogs are #1. They are the national champions.
Whether you're heading to school or the office, walk out the door prepared.
11 Alive Morning News gives you breaking news and perspective on the day ahead.
From sunny skies to severe weather, know what to expect and what to wear.
And while I can't stop traffic,